Welcome back. We're looking at a lovely shot
This is South Sac. We got
someone's
this.
house.
That's our camera up above our studios on the tower there. If you're one of our neighbors, we could be looking at you. Be careful what you do.
We wave howdy. All right, well, it's the tech that's going to benefit drivers as they age. Everything from smart headlights to blind spot warning systems.
Tech reporter Rich DeMuro runs down the tech that made his list. Morning, Rich.
Until there's a self-driving car in our driveways, this is the tech that's going to keep us safe. MIT teamed up with the Hartford Insurance Company to come up with the list. Although older folks get a bad rap for being slow on the road, they're actually pretty safe drivers.
If there is a driver that's unsafe on the road, it's typically because of an underlying health issue, not because of age.
MIT Age Lab,
we develop new ideas and technologies to improve the quality of life.
Recently teamed up with insurance company The Hartford to take a look at technologies that will help older drivers.
The number one on top of the list was smart headlights.
These are headlights that adjust their brightness and help you better see around turns.
Because it actually dovetailed very nicely with the number one thing that older drivers told us that they were concerned about, which was driving at night.
A panel of experts also identified emergency response systems like OnStar, backup cameras, blind spot warning systems, and lane departure technologies as having the biggest impact on safety in the future.
The beauty of technology is it often starts at the luxury end, as this technology is. It's pretty clear that this technology will start to move down to lower and more affordable cars as well.
What didn't make the cut? Self-driving cars. Google's already logged 300,000 miles in theirs, but the technology still has a ways to go.
Autonomous or robotic vehicles will be amazing for all drivers if and when they come out, but I think we're going to have to wait a little while.
All right, I love that self-parking feature, but I cannot wait for the day when I can get inside one of those self-driving cars. If you want to learn more, see the full list, you can go to richontech.tv. I'm Rich DeMuro. That's your tech report.
I don't want to be the first guy in a self-driving car. How about you? I want to know those work real well.
No, I want to wait for the futuristic kind where I can just get in and it can drive off like a taxi. Well proven.
I still like shifting gears. It's just about 9 o'clock. Here's what's happening now.
Let's take a check of the big board. Right now we're up a whopping 139 points, 13,576.
Total Recall hits the store shelves today. That's former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's tell-all book, what he says about his various affairs. Sabrina.
Well, the economy is starting to pick up in Stockton. One of the examples is what we are standing in right now. This is Hobby Lobby, a new store that has opened up, crafts as far as the eye can see, and they've put people back to work.
And I'm Doreen Adamji, and one app is helping people report suspicious cars and people to the government. Will happen in 45 minutes.
Now, meteorologist Darren Peck happy to tell you we're not setting records today. In order to do that, we'd have to be 1 degree warmer than the forecast I have for us. Hang out for this one. It's not pretty for the next few days. Coming right up.
This is Fox 40 News at 9.
Well, welcome back. It is 9 a.m. on this Monday morning.
I have to say, it's so funny. I don't blame you. It's going to be so hot today, and it's kind of cold in the studio, and Elisa's been doing this all morning because we need a little fire going right here.
It is so odd because it's so warm outside, yeah.
Hang in there. If you're hot, we're cold down here. Coming up in this half hour, I'm looking forward to this. The folks from Bull's Restaurant join us. The fun food and a mechanical bowl, and I think we're doing not only sloppy joes, but sloppy tater tots this half hour.
That is such a great pairing, tater tots and sloppy joe sauce. I love it. Also, Dr. Jill is going to be showing us a way that people can treat their dogs for, cancer, chemotherapy, radiation treatments, and how it all works and how much it all costs.
Absolutely. But we'll get to our top stories first here at the top of the hour. Story number one, don't bother grabbing your jacket on the way out this morning. It's still feeling like summertime.
Let's first. Darren's saying October 1st over there.
Isn't it crazy?
Darren, what is going on with the weather?
It's a little crazy out there, but we've done hotter than this, guys. We're not setting records with this, not only for today's 100 degrees, but for how late in the year we're doing this. Let me explain at least the details on today. When we do 100, that's going to place us 15 degrees above normal, 1 degree shy of the record. But there's a big 16-degree cool down coming, and that's what I'm really looking forward to telling you about as we get into the 7-day forecast. Here's the way it stacks up today, though. Modesto and Stockton, you're not even doing 100. I've only got you at 98 and 99. We're all about 2 to 3 degrees warmer than yesterday, and just because I wanted to get this in a hurry, There's the trend. There's good news. I'm going to spend a little more time with you on all of this coming up in a few minutes, but there's your quick headline. It's 100 today, much better by the weekend. I'll see you guys again in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Darren. And with temperatures staying in the upper 90s this week, San Joaquin Valley air pollution officials are asking residents to reduce their driving. At least through Wednesday, they're asking you to carpool or ride your bike or even walk. But if you can't do any of those things, you can reduce the time your car idles and reduce the number of trips that you take. Story number 2, hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants can now legally get behind the wheel of a car in the state of California. Governor Brown signed Assembly Bill 2189 into law on Sunday. The law applies to those who meet the requirements of President Obama's new Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. And the bill says deferred action is meant for longtime California residents who came to the U.S. as undocumented immigrants when they were young and generally have lived productive lives since then. It also applies to undocumented immigrants between the ages of 15 to 31 who came to this country before the age of 16 and have lived here continuously for the past 5 years. Participants must also either be in school or earned a high school diploma or have been honorably discharged from the U.S. military. Now, that legislation was just one of 700 bills on Governor Jerry Brown's desk. Many of them impact you. Already more than 60 bills were signed or vetoed. Tia Ewing takes a look at 4 laws the governor put his name to.
Not a shot. This law requires parents who don't want to get their kids immunized to talk to a doctor or the like first. They'll now need a signature before they get out of the immunization rule. Number 2, kid lifers. The bill lets minors convicted to life without parole to request parole hearings. Half of these kids were convicted of murder as accomplices, and the guys who actually pulled the trigger, they get out eventually. Now the kids can too. 3, forever hold your justice of the peace. If you can perform marriage in the state of California, this bill makes it legal for you to refuse to perform the ceremony for same-sex couples or any other couples whose union violates your religious beliefs. This one is in anticipation of the U.S. Supreme Court making same-sex marriage legal in California again, and maybe just a little premature. And speaking of the same sex, sex orientation training for kids is now illegal in California. Any mental health professional who tries to help a child change, adjust, or, quote, cure their sexual orientation is now violating the law.
And California is now the first state in the nation to ban so-called, quote, sexual orientation therapy.
Story number 3, 9 people are recovering this morning after being hospitalized following a crash in Solano County. 9 people. Happened around 8 o'clock last night in Fairfield. Look at that red truck. Police say the driver of that truck sideswiped a minivan and then crashed head-on into another car. Officers believe the driver may have been under the influence at the time. All of the victims, happily, are expected to be okay. Police say a drunk driver was involved elsewhere, passed out behind the wheel and leaving a mess after slamming into a store. When police arrived, it was quite a scene at the Radio Shack on Douglas Boulevard. Officers say a driver fell asleep after buying food at a nearby fast food joint. Police arrested him for DUI. They say he had a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit. No one else in the car was with him.
City Council members in Elk Grove voted to give themselves a sizable pay raise. We're talking an extra $600 to $800 a month. The reason behind it, they say, is because of a population increase. Last week, hundreds of workers from Comcast and Campbell's Soup learned that they will lose their jobs soon. Within days of each other, Comcast said it was shutting down its Natomas call center, and Campbell's Soup announced plans to close its Franklin Boulevard plant in South Sac. But the Sacramento Bee reports job help can be found at Sacramento Works one-stop career center locations in our area. Now, you can check out listings at the website on your screen, or you can get in touch with them at those call centers and your number on your screen for more information.
Well, we're just 2 days away from the first presidential debate, and the polls continue to show a tight race. A brand new Washington Post poll shows 49% of likely voters are supporting President Obama. Mitt Romney has 47% of the vote. The president does have more support in swing states, important states like Florida, Ohio, and Virginia. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie laid out his expectations for the debate, saying that Romney was going to turn the race upside down.
Well, I think what we need is a big and bold performance on Wednesday night, and that's what he's going to give us. And I have absolute confidence in that. This is the first moment when the American people are going to be able to see these two guys side by side, laying out their vision, unfiltered.
So I think people ought to expect Mitt Romney is going to come in there very prepared. he's going to do very well because he's done very well in all the debates.
Both sides have been practicing for the event. John Kerry there was playing the role of Mitt Romney as a stand-in for President Obama as he practices for the debates. Mitt Romney used Senator Rob Portman of Ohio to act as his opponent, filling in for President Obama between now and Wednesday. Hollywood megastar and former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is opening up about his various affairs and discussing his new book as well. Arnold appearing in an interview this weekend on 60 Minutes. In the new autobiography, he talks about having a son with his family's longtime housekeeper. Arnold also admits to having an affair with the co-star of the movie Red Sonja back in 1985. And he says there were others, too, in the interview while he and Maria Shriver were just dating at the time there in 85. Maria filed for divorce last year. Arnold's book, Total Recall, hits store shelves today. Darren Peck's checking your weather forecast on this sunny Monday morning.
Yeah, sunny and, too hot for this time of year. So I want to talk about this 100-degree forecast that I have and try and put it in a little perspective. It's been a while since we've done 100 degrees. In fact, you've got to go all the way back to the middle of August. You've got to go back 45 days. The last time we did it was August 16th. We went this whole September with this long stretch of days at or above 90. In fact, we set a record for the number of days at or above 90 in the month of September this past month. We got up to, I believe it was 26. Now, the question is, how are we doing as far as, are we getting to be the latest that we've ever done 100? And we're close. October 10th is the latest in the year that we've ever hit 100 degrees for the official thermometer in downtown Sacramento. It looks like we're going to be doing this again tomorrow, which puts us at October 2nd. So we're not really threatening that record, but we are within striking distance. It's close. So I've told you the next 2 days we do hundreds, right? Let's just take a look at the temperature map and how the colors shade in, and we'll get as many communities on here as we've got, at least in this shot, from Modesto clear up to Yuba City. It's 99 today. Placerville does 94. We cool down into the upper 50s tonight, and then crank it right back up again on Tuesday in the afternoon. We're right back again at the hundreds. But this is the last one. By Wednesday, things get so much better. I've got a great-looking cooling trend. A sneak peek at it here, but the 7-day coming up in more detail in just a few minutes. I'll start off with that first next time. That's it, guys. I'll see you with more in a bit.
Thanks for the warning, Darren. 9:09 last hour, our vet, Dr. Jill, showed us the difference between radiation therapy and chemotherapy for animals. Coming up next, we're going to see how it works. Sabrina.
All right, well, if you are feeling a little crafty and are looking for a way to express that talent, well, we are in the right place. We're inside Hobby Lobby, a brand new store that's recently opened here in Stockton. And even better, they're hiring.
I love that. And speaking of new businesses, a new business is opening up in Sacramento. We'll let you know what fun products it offers coming up in just 30 minutes. And tomorrow on Fox 40 News in the morning, Darren Peck is live at Shriners Hospital where they're selling papers to raise money for the kids. The proceeds go directly to benefit Shriners Hospitals for Children.
Be on the lookout, folks. Are going to be wearing these pink shirts. Elisa's holding one up now. You're going to find them at intersections all over the place. They're selling Kids Day Sacramento Bee newspapers filled with inspiring stories. They're $1 each, although feel free to give them a 5 or a 10. There's going to be volunteers all over in Stockton, Elk Grove, Yuba City, Roseville. So again, just keep an eye out for the pink shirts, buy a paper, and help out some worthy kids and a great program. As we head off here, let's look at the big board and the numbers. The Dow up again close to 150 points on this busy Monday on Wall Street.